My name is Catherine Carr, and I am your presenter today. And we're going to talk about Century 21, one of my favorite topics. I have been with Century 21 amazingly for about 3 decades. I just did the math the other day, and it was a little scary, but I am very excited to be here. So let's go ahead and talk about Century 21. Well, let's talk about the size first. Let's get to the history about the brand. Exactly how big is Century 21? Well, currently today, and these numbers change very often, but currently today we are currently active in 77 different countries and territories around the globe. So that's a pretty large population. We are also looking at as well over about 102,000 real estate agents globally. That is the largest global population of real estate agents in existence on the earth today. I think that's pretty cool. You're actually part of the largest, most iconic real estate brand in existence on earth. To me, that's kind of rocking. Use that. Be proud of it. Pat yourself on the back. Also, we have more than 7,100 offices globally that service the complete, it's kind of odd saying globe, but yeah, it's the complete globe. We also are one of the only franchises, well, there's a few others, but there's not many that actually have offices operating and active in all 50 states of the United States. As you can see on this next screen, you're seeing sections of the world and globe go bold. This is how Century 21 started growing. Does anybody happen to know where our first international franchise came from? You can use the chat box in the back or raise your hand and I'll go ahead and give you the microphone. Well, believe it or not, I know. Our first international franchise actually came from Canada. So one of the really cool things I like to talk about, and I kind of missed that when it went gold, when you actually look at this globe and you look at this map and it turns gold where we're active and also all the Century 21 areas around the world, you actually will notice that the sun never sets on a Century 21 agent. Every minute of every day, there's a Century 21 agent out working somewhere on the globe to service a buyer or seller and helping them find a house. And you know what? That's kind of amazing to me. The audio is skipping. So let's see if we can check that out. Okay. Well, now that we have our audio problems up and going. So again, green check marks for everybody can hear me good. I know, Craig, you stepped out of class, but you'll jump back in. Okay, awesome. Okay. Well, a little bit about our history. We have been an amazing franchise for over 4 decades. We're headed into our 5th decade, and I'm kind of excited about that. We are large and global. We are part of the masses. Even our competitor real estate franchises use in their marketing that we have more real estate agents than any other company existence on the globe. But we also have an amazing leader. Our leader is Rick Davidson, and he has been the leader and the force of Century 21 for about the last 5 years. When he came to us, he brought with him what he calls the 5 pillars, and he really wanted to focus the brand in a really strong direction. So we looked at brand pride. We looked at the franchises that we were affiliated with. We looked at the agents that we were affiliated with. We looked at our advertising and marketing, and we really did some hard research. And we started working on that Century 21 brand. Have any of you noticed over the last few years different advertising, different perception about Century 21? If you have, go ahead and click on the smiley face icon. It's right down there by the green check mark. I have. I've really noticed the direction within our agents, within our brokers, and even within the brand and marketing, seeing our advertising on iconic different media, and we'll talk about our advertising here in a little bit. But Rick Davidson has really made us focus on the pride of our brand and also focus on our #1 asset. What do you think as a Century 21 franchise or franchisee our #1 asset is? Can you give me a green check mark right down in the chat box? What do you think our #1 asset is? Well, you know what? I'll tell you, our #1 asset is our agents. If you look at all of our marketing and advertising over the last 5 or 6 years, you're going to notice what we've averaged and what we've marketed is our Century 21 agent. That's what we have the best focus in. That's what we have the best availability with. And truly, that's what's our #1 asset. And Tony, I apologize for the skipping audio. I have done everything. Let me just check one more thing. Well, so let's get back on. I started the recording again. So brand pride. You know, I really think that there's been a new energy about Century 21. I see it in my friends and family. I see it in the community, and I see it with the agents I work with. Also servicing. Century 21 has more field service staff out there than any other real estate franchise. You have business consultants, national trainers, support. There's a whole array. There's about, I'd say about 100 of us that are out in the field every day working with agents and brokers to make sure that we can better service your needs. Plus, we also have a help desk that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and we let them go home for a few hours on Saturday and Sunday. So really trying to make sure that we can service you and give you everything that you need to bring your career to your maximum. It is our goal. Growth. We have looked at adding on new franchisees, new agents, and also new companies and new countries all around the globe to help grow a franchise. Our learning department has a brand new vice president of learning, David. He is bringing our learning department new and amazing things. As you started finding this class on 21 online, you'll also start looking at new classes, our grade 21, our PEP, our self-paced classes, our soft skill classes. We have over 600 classes that are available to you every day, 24 hours a day. And those are our soft skill classes, talking about negotiating, balancing work and life and time management, and how to use Word and Excel and Publisher and how to use your Mac. All those classes are available, again, 24 hours a day. So we're really trying to make sure that you have as many learning opportunities as you need that can fit your busy schedule. And then our marketing department. Our marketing department has made some huge changes again over the last 5 years under Rick Davidson's leadership. And we're really excited to look and to see where marketing is going to take us in the next few years. So with that said, that's Rick's 5 pillars. And you know what? I'm really proud to be part of that. So you know what? You should be proud to be part of that too. You're now part of an amazing organization that is globally strong and has a global power presence. Well, Century 21 last year exceeded a lot of expectations that NAR put out nationally for our agents. Everybody's familiar with the National Association of Realtors, correct? Give me a green check mark. You should be. I am. As a member of the National Association of Realtors, you can get some surveys, and they run some statistics on what an agent should do. Last year, we exceeded our statistic by our agent productivity. Our agent productivity actually exceeded 10%. So every one of our agents, you know, really across the board did an amazing job last year in being able to exceed what they did in prior years. Totally in the United States, we closed over 410,000 closed real estate transactions, which was awesome. The U.S. outbeat our international companies, which really made me proud because, you know, I'm a member of that U.S. team, just like, you know, we have our Olympic team and our other teams. I'm a member of that Century 21 team. Internationally, we did 327,000, so that brought us right under about 750,000 closed transactions. Century 21 has one goal, and I really love that. And that goal was directed and created by Rick Davidson, our CEO. And that goal is to be the global leader in closed real estate transactions. And with bringing on agents like yourself and bringing on some of the new companies and new countries around the globe, you know what? I think, and from what I hear through the grapevine, we are going to achieve that this year. And that will be an amazing thing to know that you're part of the largest, well, you're already part of the largest population-wise real estate company, but it would really be nice to not only have the most agents, but to also close the most transactions. Wouldn't you guys agree? Again, give me a smiley face for that one. I would agree. I think that'd be awesome. And you know what? I think we're really close. And that's what it's about. So let's go ahead and look a little bit more into the brand. Let's look about marketing. Our amazing marketing department has really created a strong philosophy behind Rick Davidson. And another one, and you're going to hear me talk about him, I guess, a lot. Well, and he's our leader, so rightly I should. Rick Davidson has really pointed out to us that, you know what, we think that we're in the real estate business every day when we're working with consumers to help them buy and sell real estate. But actually, you know what, we're in the relationship business. And that's really, when you stop and think about it, what we are in, the relationship business. People will do business with us because we have relationships with them. They may have found us through a home or a property that we're currently selling or through some advertising and marketing for the services that we provide. But the reason they truly decide to work with us is because they feel that they can trust us and they feel that we have their best interest in mind and that we're also the most knowledgeable one that can actually assist them through this transaction. And to me, that is amazing. So let's look at how Century 21 can help you build those relationships moving forward. Can you guys agree with that you're more in the relationship business than in the real estate business? Green check mark for yes? Thanks, Tiffany. I think so. I mean, I really do, because we end up building those relationships. We end up being a part of their life for a period of time. So a little bit more about the brand. Some of my favorite statistics. We have 94% brand awareness. So that means if you survey randomly 100 people and show them or ask them, who would you do real estate with? Or, what does this logo represent? When they see that logo, they know that logo represents real estate. And to me, that's pretty amazing, especially considering McDonald's only has a 98% brand awareness. And I don't know a 2-year-old in this world that doesn't know McDonald's sells food. So you know what? 94 is pretty awesome. From what I understand, it's really hard. You can't buy that kind of brand awareness. That's something that grows through tradition and service. My favorite, the most recognized brand in real estate. Again, surveying those people, what did we find? We found that they recognize that Century 21 logo more often than they did any other logo when it comes to real estate. But here's my fave. Here's my 100% favorite. And that is very simply, here we go, being that future leader, industry leader for future consideration. Absolutely. That's the one that's important. It doesn't really matter that they know who we are and what we do. It really matters that they're going to choose business to do business with you. When they're looking in Craig's market, they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Craig. They're going to reach out to Cindy. They're going to reach out to Tiffany and Paul. That's what's cool. When they decide that they're going to choose that Century 21 agent to do business with, and it's even better when they choose you. Next, Century 21 has been extremely proud. Our iconic and flagship for our marketing is century21.com. How many of you have been to century21.com? Go ahead and give me a green check mark. Outstanding. You know what? If you haven't been there, go there. Do some property searches. Century21.com has an amazing capability and multiple different levels for your consumers to find property. One, your consumers can go ahead and register and create their own account and get listing alerts. So when listings come up that meet their criteria, they can automatically go ahead and get that alert. Even better, they can respect the privacy, because we don't give that list of who signs up for an account to anyone. Test this. Sign up for an account and see if we're going to send it to you. See if you get that information for a lead. Number one thing, a lot of people that want to buy homes, they search by a bunch of different categories. Not only do they search by bedrooms, bath, price range, they also search by location, correct? Absolutely. So by searching by location, with our Century 21 website, you can actually search by school zone. You can draw your own map. You can make your own squiggly circle that incorporates the area you want to be in. And again, you can do searches just for that, and you can also get alerts for that. So check out century21.com. We're going to talk about our websites a little bit more as well. Well, we've had the #1 travel branded website. This is our 23rd month in a row, and that's an amazing thing. And what has come from that? Well, you know what? We're #1 in lead generation. Last year, we increased our lead generation by over 21%. This year, we've already accomplished, from what I understand, through the grapevine of my friends in the marketing department. This year, again, last year we exceeded 1.6 million for the complete year for 12 months. So far, from what I understand, this year, we've already exceeded that 1.6 million in leads. So that means that not only did we have the most people travel and visit century21.com, but we actually had over 1.6 million people make an inquiry to an agent about buying a property, selling a property, or information about a community. To me, that is huge. That's a name changer. That's a game changer. That's what it's about. And that's why I chose this brand. But even better, and I know if you're new with Century 21, even you've been with Century 21 for a long time, our amazing results with J.D. Powers this year. I've been with Century 21, like I said, for over 30 years. And we have won a J.D. Powers Award here and a J.D. Powers Award there before in the past. But to the best of my knowledge, and I have been trying to Google and search it, I don't think there's been another real estate company that did a clean sweep of all 4 categories. #1 in first-time home buyers, #1 in repeat buyers, #1 in first-time home sellers, and #1 in repeat home sellers. That's a grand slam in our world. And you know how we got that? By having amazing agents affiliated with our company, just like yourself. And that is big kudos and clap and applaud my hands to you and for joining our company, for working with that. But our agents have done an amazing job in being able to allow us to achieve such a wonderful award. Any questions so far? If we're good to go, give me a green check mark. Did you learn something new about the brand? Give me, yeah, I'll take another, absolutely. But you know what, the brand's growing and it's changing every day. Well, here's where we look at, because all of it, having you as part of our company, our goal is to make sure we can make you as effective and as profitable as possible. So we do some research through the National Association of Realtors. Where do buyers come from? Well, we know buyers come from the internet, absolutely. And we also know our number two is from agents, you know, from you meeting people, with having your feet on the street and doing the marketing that you do as well. So with knowing that our number one capability or activity is through the internet, what is Century 21 doing to help drive as many of those? Well, like I said, we've been a member, and we've been luckily to be the most visited real estate website in existence. Well, what does that mean in hard numbers? Well, in 2013, Century 21 had over 25 million unique visitors. This is an R number. This is a number from a company called ComScore, and they actually do internet research and data. They track these numbers, and Century 21, like I said, had 25 million unique visitors. That means 25 million unique IP addresses visited our site. That's how we managed to get that 1.6 million in leads. But look at our competition. We have Paul Banker, about 10 million behind us. Remax, about 13 million behind us. And then Keller Williams is there, about 18 million in unique visitors. Those are the visitors that are buying and selling real estate on an everyday basis. And for them to go to our site and then to inquire and to do business with our agents, to me, is what it's all about. Well, 43% of the home buyers found their home and bought their home through the internet, and more than half of those found a mobile device. So how many of you have a smartphone? Green check marks? I do. Well, believe it or not, over half of the 43% of the home buyers that purchased a home through the internet also found that device on a smartphone. How many of you have downloaded the Century 21 mobile app? Awesome, I got a few. Joanne was super fast on that. Well, yes, the Century 21 has a most amazing mobile app. Now, every one of your companies has a mobile app as well, as long as your broker is signed up. And as long as the broker is enrolled you have your own mobile app as well. So you may want to check with your broker. But for right now, if you don't, all you have to do is, like right here on the screen, go ahead, grab your smartphone and text C21 to the mini number, to the phone number 87778. And that will automatically send you back the link on any smartphone to be able to download the Century 21 mobile app. The mobile app is absolutely amazing. It works with the IVX. So it works with all the listings that are available in your community. And I've been an agent. I was an agent for years. How many of you have ever had an agent out in your car and they saw property, or maybe even you were just out and about, out in the community, and you saw a piece of property for sale and you wondered how much that property was? Anybody ever have that happen? Give me a green check mark. I have. Well, now with the mobile app, all you have to do is pull your phone over to the side of the road, open up your mobile app. It uses the GPS in your phone, and it actually goes ahead and pulls up all the information about that listing that you're in front of. So if your GPS says that you're on the corner of Pepperwood and Buttonwood, it's going to go in a radius all the way around until finally it can get, and it will show up the information that's available. So it's really easy, but it's also easy when you're out with a consumer. And they're looking at it, you're driving to a home that you're prepared to show them, and they see something else. I never could memorize all the listings in my market. So they say, oh, well, do you know anything about that property? Again, pull over, open up your app, be able to tell them, yes, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, so many baths, so much square footage, this price range. And you know what? They'll be impressed. But even more, share the app with them. Let them use it. But even better, get with your office and make sure that you have your office app. Your office app is either going to be C21 and possibly an abbreviation of your company's name, or C21 and probably about 7 to 8 numbers that follow it. But also, like I said, if your broker goes ahead and claims their mobile app for their agents as well, you'll have your own app. So it could be C21 Tiffany or C21 Paul or Joanne or Dan. Absolutely. So you can actually go ahead and have your own app. And even better, guess what happens when a consumer uses the app and makes an inquiry? Well, I know you guys know. The app, we actually, if you use the Century 21, the C21 app, that lead actually comes into the system and then gets distributed. If you use your office app, then the office will actually receive the lead and get distributed, whether you use Lead Router or you have a relocation department. And if you use an app that is specifically designed directly to you, guess what? The lead comes directly to you. And that's what I like. And say if I have Jan's app and I'm in Colorado and I find a great little vacation home that I want to buy because I enjoy skiing, and I make an inquiry on that, can Jan help me in Colorado? Absolutely she can, because believe it or not, we have offices in the Denver, Colorado area. We have offices all over. So, you know, share your app with your friends and family. Share it with your Facebook friends, because it doesn't matter if you're in Texas and they're in Iowa. You can still always help them, and they can still always use that app to search for information. It's really kind of cool. Yep, Chris, you guys get the lead. If you're using your agent app, then the leads will come directly to you. So all you have to do is check with your broker and find out if they've activated for the agents to get the free version of the app. If he hasn't activated it, you can go ahead and get the free version of the app. It's a small fee of about $80 a year. But if your broker's activated it, so you can go ahead and get it, it won't cost you anything. Those leads come directly to you, whether it's in Colorado, Texas, Florida, Nashville, wherever a consumer is on that mobile app, the lead comes directly to you. And even better, I don't know if I pointed that out. It doesn't matter if they're looking at a Century 21 listing or a listing that's branded with another company. So because we get the leads and the information from the IDX, which is the Internet Data Exchange, or the REN, which is the Real Estate Network, all those leads, if they come from your app, will come directly to you. So that's really cool. I think it's kind of super cool. But apparently super cool is my word for today. So did you guys everybody know about that? Green check marks if you did, red X's if you didn't? So some did, some didn't. Cool. Well, check into it. Make sure that you have it. Make sure that your broker has it. And remember, I put my email address in the chat box. If for some reason you go and ask your broker and they don't have the right information, shoot me an email. Let me know what office you're with, and we'll go ahead and make sure that their business consultant can help them go ahead and activate that app, and then also make sure that you can get your own free version of the app as well. Awesome. Okay, so has anybody ever heard of this company called Google? Anybody ever heard of Google? Jan jumped in with a yes, and Tony, thanks. Hopefully, Tony, your sound's getting a little better. Well, you know what? We heard of the company called Google as well. Well, let me tell you a little story, and it's one of my favorite stories because I can't imagine being that person receiving that phone call. About this time last year, our Century 21 corporate office got a phone call that said, you know, we really noticed your website, we noticed your marketing, we noticed your advertising, seemed like you really had a fresh new edge. Plus, you know, we've heard good things about you, so we would like to actually leverage our company with yours. Well, you know what, believe it or not, we kind of get companies like that that call us all the time, you know, office supply companies, this kind of company. This company was Google. How cool is that to have Google come knocking on your door? Google receives over 400 billion searches on real estate. And they wanted to make sure that they could align themselves with a company to make sure that company could better service those people that are asking and searching for real estate on their site. I mean, how cool is that? So anyway, they asked us, and guess what we said? We said absolutely and yes. So at last year's global conference in Las Vegas, we actually had our official announcement that Century 21 has teamed up with Google. And we offer you some great services and opportunities. Every one of our agents gets their own website, their My C21 site, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Google's offered us some discounts and programs on optimizing our Century 21 website. They've also offered us some other programs to help us along with our social media as well. And they're offering those, some of them to us for free, and some of us with a great additional discount. But Google came to us when they talked to us. They talked about a zero moment of truth. They call it a zoom out. How many of you have ever heard of, like, Procter & Gamble doing marketing in the grocery store on positioning their product on grocery shelves? Green check mark if you ever heard of that study that, you know, products that are within eye range that normal person have to pay like a certain premier to the grocery store to be on that shelf versus being on the very bottom shelf. Well, Tony and Craig heard it. Joanne, you may be a little younger than me. Well, that's exactly what it was. You had those seconds of truth that, when somebody turned down that grocery aisle, how are they going to choose that product of cereal? Were they going to get Cheerios? Were they going to get, whatever was that product? How are they going to be able to find it within the grocery store? And what they found that products that were at eye level got chosen faster and had a higher purchase rate. Well, Zoom out is that zero moment of truth. And that's where we're at today in our world. When people do an internet search, when they're searching on Google or Bing or Ask or wherever their preferred search engine is, when those search results come up, it is truly that zero moment of truth. How many of you ever noticed that when you do a search result that you actually have like 15 million responses that could fit? Anybody ever notice that? Craig jumped in. Absolutely. Okay, now out of everybody that's noticed that, how many of you actually go to page 3 or 4 when you run a Google search to see what's on page 3 or 4? Yeah, Craig, you're my guy. I'll go to page 1 or 2, but I never really went to page 3 or 4 in a search result. Joanne, she's dedicated. I'm liking her. But you know what? So that's what Zoom out is, and that's what we did with our relationship with Google. Because when people actually search, they're going to look on that first page. Maybe they'll go to that second page, and that's where they're going to make decisions of where to go to. So Google's offered us some great programs with their product called AdWords. It's Google AdWords. And they'll actually help you with a great discount on getting SEO to your website, to making sure that it's not just that you have a website, but that people can find it. And then Google has a few other products for us as well. But they've all offered us. But my favorite is actually, the search engine optimization program, because if you're willing to invest $50, Google will triple your investment, and they'll give you $150 to spend just to try their product and to see the result and finding those people being able to find your site. Again, being able to drive more leads to you. Well, how about, has anybody heard of YouTube? I love YouTube. Absolutely. Everybody goes to YouTube. YouTube, between Google and YouTube, I am such a Google branded girl. It's pathetic. Well, guess what? Well, we did our research with Google, and Google came to us, and they told us about the 400 billion searches that they have for real estate. They also told us they found a unique phenomenon that's happened 3 years in a row. Well, actually, it's happened 4 years in a row, because it happened again this year as well. For some reason, on the date March 27th, historically, for the last 4 years, Google has had more searches for the keywords of real estate than any other day of the 365 days in the year. Now, I mean, that's some kind of statistical junkie, but how cool is that? So Google said, we want to try something out. So they gave us a great opportunity. On March 27th of this year, we actually took over the homepage for YouTube. So when anybody visited YouTube, they saw Century 21, and then they saw what we had was our puppy cam. Century 21 actually owned that homepage for YouTube for a day. About 27 million people landed on our site. I think that developed some brand recognition. I think that developed some impressions. Well, also, and I have our commercial loaded up, but we also have a commercial that highlights that puppy feeling. So hopefully you guys can see it and hear it. Let me go ahead and play it.
That's what it feels like when there's a Century 21 in the house. Smarter, bolder, faster.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys got the audio. So can you give me a green check if you heard it? Oh, okay, so great. So some of you got it, because we're having some difficulties with it. But so that's what it's like. We have our puppy commercial. So obviously when we put our puppy cam up, we put our puppy commercial up as well. And that's that kind of feeling. All of our commercials right now are based off of a feeling. So that one's based off puppy love. So we have to like that one. The next thing, have you guys heard of Times Square in New York? I'm positive you have. And one of the things, let me just take a little infomercial. what Century 21 looks at marketing and advertising, you look at iconic advertising opportunities, like the homepage of YouTube for a day, and on that day when more real estate is traveled and searched than any other day. Well, also in April, in spring in New York, it's very popular. So we were actually, for the whole month of April, on the corner in Times Square, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the 30 days in April, or 31 days in April, we were there. And you know what? That drove, again, more consumers to our website, more brand recognition, again, helping us heard it but didn't see it. I'll send the links out, okay, for the commercials. They're on our Century 21 YouTube channel, and actually I'll just go ahead and put the link here. Or you know what, I'll save it to the end of session, and then after you go to the end of session, you can actually go, all of our commercials are on the Century 21 YouTube channel. So obviously we're having a little bit of difficulty, and I apologize for that. But so we were there for Times Square the whole month of April. And also, we've teamed up with a great company. If you have, do I have any iPhone users or iPad users? Awesome. Well, my iPhone users, my iPad users, you'll be able to download, and right from 21 Online, you can get a special private link for a product called Videolicious. Videolicious enables you to be able to make great, easy videos, consumer reporting videos, personal videos about real estate sales and what's going on in the market, consumer testimonials, and also listing videos. And right from the app, you can go ahead and host them to YouTube. Now, my Android users, don't worry about it because they're working on an Android app, and hopefully it will come out ASAP. But also, there's a lot of other great products that you can use that do video integration. With our relationship with Videolicious, if you go onto 21 Online and go to our social network, and get the link for Videolicious, all your videos that you make then are branded with the Century 21 Smarter, Bolder, Faster logo. So it's kind of a cool addition. But again, don't worry about it if you're one of my Android users. There are plenty of video collaboration tools that are out there. Well, Century 21 did something amazing in 2013. We lost our global Century 21 website. And you know what? It's really kind of cool. Do any of you work in a market where you have people from different cultures and different languages? Maybe give me a green check mark. Joanne does. Craig does. Well, Century 21 Global, Cindy does too, outstanding. It is a great site to be able to leverage with your consumers, especially the consumers that speak another language. Or maybe you have a different demographic within your community and you're trying to leverage a relationship with that. One of the girls that I work with in the Century 21 tenants here in South Florida, she is from China, so she has a strong relationship with Chinese buyers buying in the state of Florida. And what she has done is she has actually taken the link to Century 21 Global and she customized it, because what we did is we went ahead and we searched. Century 21 Global allows consumers to look at your listings in 16 different languages and 20 different currencies. So if you know somebody that needs to look at your listings in Mandarin, or Spanish, or Portuguese, or Italian, or French, or so on and so on. We have 16 different languages that they can look at your inventory in. Not only that, we also changed those 16 different languages into 20 different currencies. So they can look at properties available here in the United States in their own native language and in their own native currency. So what we did for her was we actually went to global and we went ahead and we set the site to Mandarin. I think this was the language that she needed for her area and her demographic. So we sent it to Mandarin. We set it to the appropriate dollar conversion as well. So now when people visit her My T21 site, right on the homepage, she says to visit and look at properties in Mandarin, please click here. And and they can go right to the global site and be able to look at properties. So that's really kind of cool. But it's also very kind of nice to be able to work with your consumer again when you're working with those international buyers. National Association of Realtors estimates that this year alone in the United States that just around 8% of all the transactions that close will be international buyers. And in some markets and demographics, it's hugely higher. In the Miami market, it's going to be about 24% are international buyers. So depending where you guys are located. But that's a super cool tool, and I love it. Even better than that, we also have our Century 21 Fine Homes and Estates website. Our Century 21 Fine Homes and Estates site leverages our more higher-end property. But don't worry about it. If you're in a market that's maybe not so high-end in price, then you know what? Your listings are there anyway. What we use for our fine homes and estates baseline is $1.5 million in sale price, or 3 times the average sale price within the MLS. But that gives you great opportunity. Also, through the Century 21 Learning Department, you can get certified and educated, and your broker can classify you as a fine homes and estates market agent. And that will also help leverage your office and you within the fine homes and estates site. The other site that I'm really proud of is Century 21 Espanol. Do I have any that speak Spanish? Any of my multilingual? I'm trying. I bought the CDs, but I haven't learned. I know how to say a few things, but not enough to get me by. Anyway, we have Century 21 Espanol. Century 21 Espanol is really an amazing site because Spanish has so many different dialects. But what we've done is we've taken the more commonly known American Spanish, and we've translated the site. Not only that, we've taken your descriptions for your listings, and we translate those as well. We translate your bio and information about you, and we all translate that by using one of the newest and most highly rated translating tools through Bing. But all your listings are translated. So if you have that Spanish buyer, send them to Century 21 Espanol. The whole site is translated into the English. Actually, when they enter the site, they'll be asked if they want to translate it into Espanol or if they like to keep it in English. But one of my agents I really love, she's in that multilingual market. She wants to start leveraging a little bit into that Spanish market because they have a huge loyalty with working with businesses. So what she's done is that when she gets a new listing, she goes ahead into Century 21 Espanol, searches her listing, translates it into Spanish, and then she leverages out to the Spanish community. And she's been picking up more and more transactions and getting better and better at her own personal Spanish. The next thing we have is we have multiple different websites, but people look at websites and all different kinds of technology. So just to let you know, every one of our websites, century21.com, Century 21 Fine Homes and Estates, Century 21 Espanol, Century 21 Global, and then also our other flagship for Century 21 Commercial are all smart technology friendly. So if you look at it on a tablet, the way the site looks and changes, it's going to adapt to the tablet. If you look at it via on a smartphone, so it has that built-in smart technology that no matter what device somebody's accessing our site with, they're going to look at it in the greatest way that makes the best sense for that device that they're with. Well, here's another one that we have, and this one, again, we may have a little bit of difficulty with that.
Pretty nice, right? Is this what you're looking for? Great. That's what it feels like when there's Century 21 in the house. Smarter, bolder, faster.
I'm just trying to load up those commercials so we can at least play one of them so you can see them. So just give me a quick second. And let me see if I can load those up. And then let me load one more up, please. And now let's see if we can get these to play for you. Okay, so cross your fingers and they'll work and you'll be able to see them.
Oh, based on a true feeling. What do you think? Faster.
Okay, were you guys able to see a Rockstar commercial? Okay, cool. Could you hear it? Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our other Zen commercial.
The following is based on a true feeling. house, right? Is this what you're looking for? You're good. There's a great...
Give me one more minute.
And that's what it feels like when there's a Century 21 agent in the house. Smarter, bolder, faster.
Okay, well, those are our commercials, and they're all based on feelings. And they're all based, you know what, they've been getting a great response out in the public. So some of the other things that we have to enhance those relationships with helping to find new consumers for you, well, we have 5 different listing partners that we work with through our Showcase Listing Advantage program. Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow, Homes.com, and Homefinder.com. Well, not only do we have those relationships to help leverage your listings, but through the National Association of Realtors, we also leverage your listings with the Senior Housing Network. And that's helping those baby boomers find their second homes, or also those people that are looking at downsizing now that their kids have moved away. Also, we have Doorsteps, a relationship with Realtor.com as well, to help Realtor.com filter a few more leads into our Century 21 agents. And that's for consumers that are those first-time home buyers. And also, we're looking with a new program to generate that Realtor.com has started to work with, and being able to capture leads for people that are interested in listing their house through communication through Realtor.com. Again, we're working on developing those to be able to get those leads back out to our Century 21 agents. One of the other iconic opportunities we've had, and that we've had over the last 3 years, is we have been the great sponsors of the United States men's and women's soccer team. We sponsored the women's team to the Olympics, and they came home with gold. And this year we sponsored the men's team and the women's team, but the men's team went to the World Cup and did very well. We were very proud to see them accomplish that. Also, for more iconic, working with our families, we were represented as and sponsored the National Spelling Bee. So all those grandparents and parents that had their kids participating in the spelling bee, Century 21 was there. And also, one of my favorite ones was we also sponsored the Little League World Series. It's really a mirror onto our population as a global company. Over 80 different countries participate with the Little League World Series, and it's held right here in the United States. So it's a great opportunity, and Century 21 has sponsored that as well. How about Pandora Radio? Did you guys ever hear that? Pandora is a really kind of cool thing. Well, with Pandora Radio, Century 21 actually has its own Pandora channel. Well, the only problem is you can't search for it on Pandora. You do have to get the link from 21 Online. But those of you that have sent me your email address, I'll also make it a little easier for you when I send the follow-up information for today's session on some things and some works and some guides on the things to do about being a Century 21 agent. I'll also go ahead and send you back that Pandora link as well. That's really cool. We play the top 2,000 most listened to songs on Pandora. So it's an eclectic mix. And then we infuse that with Century 21 radio commercials. All of our radio commercials and all of our television commercials are available for you and to use, and you can brand them to yourself right in our Century 21 brand center. But so when you have an open house, take their smart television and go ahead and put on Century 21 Pandora, or bring like a little jam box. I have a Jawbone jam box that goes with my iPhone, and play some music. Or if you have somebody in your car and you have a smartphone, attach it to your car and subliminally give them the message to work with a Century 21 agent. So anyway, it's a great opportunity again to try to leverage yourself a little bit more unique with your consumers. I'm glad you're liking that. I'm telling you, I love the brand because there's so much. Well, next question. Have you guys ever heard of Super Bowl? Come on, I know you have. Craig jumped on that one. Absolutely. Well, Century 21 next year, we were having a commercial again run in Super Bowl. This is going to be the 3rd year that we've advertised in the Super Bowl. And the really cool thing is that when we do, it again drives a larger presence to our website, again, helping to capture more leads. The first time we did it, we got a 46% jump in lead traffic to our website, and that was huge. So we've maintained it. So one of the things we're going to do this year is we're going to do it a little different. Instead of just having a commercial that runs, normally our commercial runs right after halftime. And then we also run some commercials and advertisements during the preseason game. But we're going to give a lucky opportunity for a winner to win to be able to go to an iconic sporting event. Well, I can tell you because you're my friends and I know you, that iconic sporting event is going to be to go to the Super Bowl. Yes, one lucky winner will win a chance to be able to take him or her and several friends to the Super Bowl. But not only that, We're going to have a scratch off. Anybody ever see the scratch off? Green check marks if you have. You know the lottery scratch off tickets? But we're going to be sending out lottery scratch off tickets to your office as you're networking, as you're working with your consumers, your buyers, your sellers, your sphere of influence. Give them a scratch off ticket. They can immediately win some tailgating opportunities, some jerseys, some t-shirts, some coolers, some chairs, all those different kind of things. But yes, one lucky winner will win the opportunity to attend the Super Bowl and bring those friends and family. Airfares will be paid for, hotel will be paid for, and tickets. They only have to cover their food. How cool is that? I think it's awesome. I think it's really a great opportunity for you to be able to leverage when you have an open house, when you reach out to your friends and family, especially as new agents. Sometimes you need something to be able to talk about. Well, now giving your friends and family that opportunity, or your consumers, your sphere of network, you know, people that are in the Rotary or PTA, it's a great opportunity to get in front of people, and there's great ways to be able to leverage that. Even just, you know, letting people on your social media know that you have floor time at the office on, you know, Thursday. Anybody that comes by gets the chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl. Or we have to use the word iconic sporting event because we can't actually use the word Super Bowl. But still, I think it's super awesome. So let's look at 21 Online. 21 Online is our flagship. That's where you're going to find a lot of our information and everything. And if you've registered for this class, you've already registered. So you click to new registration. You put in your first name and last name, your company ID. Well, on 21 Online, you're going to find some great resources. And it's our Century 21 Business Builder. This is all the products that are going to give you your newsletter, your featured listing information, self-promotional. You can showcase videos and information, all your connect with past clients. That is your CRM. That is your wealth of wherever you can communicate out to your consumer. Also, we have a product called Preferred Client Club. This is one of the only products that you actually have an additional fee for. Everything else that we've talked about and that we will talk about is pretty much broker provided. Preferred Client Club is a product that we have. It sends out 6 magazines a year, one every month, and a spring card and a fall card. And you can sign up your consumer, for example, for 5 years, and it costs you $38 for that 5-year period. So a little under $8 a year, so $7 and change. You're going to send them 6 magazines and 2 cards. So statistics say now to stay up and first in line with your consumers in your database is that you need to reach out to them 20 to 24 times a year. So that's twice a month. How are you going to do that? Well, put them on a 12-month drip campaign or a newsletter campaign. Add them into Preferred Client Club. So right there, there's 20 opportunities between the 12 pieces once a month, the 8 pieces through PCC, and then you know what? Call them once a quarter, and now you're staying first in mind in your book of business. So that to me is huge. The other opportunity, if you have some fine homes that are within your market, you can go right on 21 Online, submit the information for your listing, and we actually go ahead free of no charge, advertise certain key listings, but not every listing gets selected. We also have on 21 Online our Century 21 listing presentation. Why having a listing and presentation is important? Well, you know what? To learn how to leverage the brand. A lot of people will come to you just for the brand. They're going to do business with you because they like you and they feel they can trust you. But you may get people that come to you because of your relationship with the brand. Well, we have a Century 21 listing presentation. It's completely customizable, and it's also available in English and Spanish. You can download it. It's in PowerPoint. You can put it into your Keynote and use it on your iPad, use it on your Mac. You can use it in PowerPoint. You can save it in Word. All kinds of things you can do with it. But it also helps keep you organized. And believe it or not, it will help you close more listings. Where can you find it? Just on 21 Online, working with sellers, you're going to find listing presentation, and then also for the Fine Homes presentation, remember that higher end property, you're going to find that listing presentation there as well, just underneath the Fine Homes tab. And the Fine Homes and Estates presentation is offered in 2 different types. It's offered in landscape and portrait. And again, they're both 100% customizable. If there's something you don't like in it, delete the page. If there's something you want to add it. It's all about you and about how you can leverage yourself the best way with the brand. Well, our job is also not for you to just get listings, but to get them sold. So Century 21, once you get 6 listings in, 6 photos in, for each listing, each residential listing, we then distribute your listing out to over 600 plus internet websites. Again, trying to make sure that we can get in front of every buyer and every opportunity. Well, You want a list of those 600 websites? They're right on 21 Online, but also they're in your listing presentation. We have a great product again on 21 Online. It's called the Golden Ruler product. And what it does is it sends your seller information either once a week or twice every month or once a month. So you can send it out monthly, bi-monthly, or weekly to your seller. It will have the property information, primary photo, last 4 weeks of activity, geographically across the United States, where have people looked at the listing the most by tracking their IP address. And it will also show how many people actually clicked on the listing and opened it up, and also how many inquiries you may have had. So it gives you a great opportunity to talk about positioning your listing within the market. If it may be a little unpositioned correctly, we need to be able to do a little bit of adjustment. But also, it helps show your consumer that you're out there every day doing something to get their listing sold. Also in the Golden Ruler, there's great reports that help talk about what's going on in the market and what's going on in the internet. We also have a wonderful product on 21 Online, which is called Listing Central. That's where you can go in and edit and modify all the information on your listing. You can change your photos, you can change the information, you can make sure that everything is there that best leverages your listing to all of our 600 listing distribution partners to the highest level. And you have the availability to go in there and edit yourself. Your MyC21 site. We have classes and training on MyC21 site to make sure that you can leverage your online presence to the best of your availability. Your MyC21 sites are 100% customizable. You can go ahead and change them. We offer you several different templates for the content that you choose to put on your site. Your website can have 1,000 pages or 3 pages. Just remember, in creating a website, what are people wanting from a real estate website? They want to be able to ask their agent questions and also to be able to search for real estate. When you start looking for content for your site, do me a favor. Think about the questions you're hearing from your consumers, and that's where you look at building your content. Don't just build your content because you think it's important to you. Build your content because it's important to them. And again, when you run into a consumer and they're asking you a question where you have the result on your site, tell them to go visit your site. Well, what do we know? We know that 98% of all the consumers go to the internet. And we know that that's also where they find their real estate agent. So if you haven't claimed your MyC21 site, go ahead and do it. We're almost done, so hang in there with me. Unique property website for every one of your listings. And I'll show you where you can find all this information right on 21 Online too in just a minute. Every one of your listings gets its own property website. It's the property address.c21.com. And it's a great opportunity to go ahead and leverage it. It's also mobile friendly, plus you can share that website right on your social media. You can also, from that website, blast out to 1,000 different agents to let them know about your new listing. You can post it on Craigslist, and you can also download a QR code. Our unique property sites are just that. They're unique sites to every property that you list. And again, they're designed to help generate lead generation, again, that goes specifically to you. Wow, have I talked about a bunch of different marketing things? Probably. In most cases by now, I have your head spinning a little bit. But we also have a great product on 21 Online as well, and it's called the Marketing Assistant. The Marketing Assistant is a paper product, so it's not 100% free. But you can go ahead and set up with a Marketing Assistant. All of our tech support that we have is located here in the United States, and our Marketing Assistant department is exactly the same. They're located here in the United States. If I remember correctly, they're in Colorado. But what they are, it's a staff of people that we hire that have degrees in marketing, social media, or technology. And these staff members help you and meet with you one-on-one to work out your marketing plan. And you can get up to 10 tasks completed. So a task could be anything from claiming your website, adding content, search engine optimization, customizing your listing presentation, creating a buyer's presentation, getting all your consumers into the business builder. You get 10 tasks a month for a very affordable price of only $45. So you know what? You want more information? It's available on 21 Online. But it's a great product and a great opportunity. Yeah, it really helps. You kind of need help getting that started. And I look at it this way. Craig just put in the chat that would really help. And you know what? It seriously does. But you know what? Go in there with a business plan and stop and think about it. You do have to sign up for a year. So, okay, so for $600, it's going to be a little less than that. So for $540 or whatever it works out to be, you're going to get your website created, all your content created, your SEO created, your unique domain address attached to your website. They're also going to do all your social media for you. They're going to set up your Facebook, your LinkedIn, if you want a WordPress blog, they'll set up all your social media. So if you can, in the end of the year, get all your website done, all your content for your website done, all your social media done, customize your listing presentation, customize the buyer presentation, and develop a follow-up program for your consumers, I'm telling you, super value. Huge, huge value. I would do it. I still want to do it because I need to get all this stuff done. So if you want to learn more about Marketing Assistant, go right on 21 Online. You can find it underneath your photo. You can also find it in the Marketing Assistant box. There's a PDF that you can download with all the things that they can help you with. It's underneath Promoting Yourself and then Marketing Assistant related documents. Yeah, I mean, really, to me, it's like a no-brainer. And I know you've spent a lot of money getting into real estate, but if you can get all that stuff done and actually have it start paying back by driving your leads, to me, it's huge. Talking about leads, we have a product. It's called Lead Router. About 60% of our offices participate with Lead Router. So if you're in an office with Lead Router, outstanding. Make sure you download the Lead Router mobile app because it will really help you manage your Lead Router leads. If you're in an office and you're not sure they have Lead Router, just ask your broker. Lead Router is our Century 21 technology that enables you to capture leads from the internet and filter them right to either you or the people in your office, so you can better actually capture the lead, but also follow up and convert it in a better, more effective manner. You can see what leads you have to do. You can search your leads to find out, Bob calls you, he doesn't say his last name. You can actually search your lead for Bob. You can look at notes for and you can also tell Lead Router when you're available, when you're taking a vacation or when you're going out to dinner with your family, so it doesn't bother you. Well, last but not least, Century 21 has the great power of the brand. And with this, we've given great discounts to our agents and also our consumers. So by affiliating yourself with Century 21, you get great discounts to Phoenix University, Dell Computers, DocuSign, Budget Car Rentals, Avis Car Rentals, smartphone discount. I have Verizon. We have Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, and there's another one. We have 4 different telecommunications. I pay 20% on or 18% on my phone bill every month for my whole family. That's huge. Underneath on 21 Online, in the tool library, you're going to see the brochure library. And in the brochure library, you're going to find the discounts for you and also the discounts for the consumer. Well, to end with, we have Century 21 University. I have to apologize. We just changed all those screenshots, and I didn't have time to change it. But also, right on 21 Online, if you go to the help at the top of your screen, you're going to find our help number for our help desk. It's open 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday and Sunday. You're going to find general FAQ, information on Golden Roller, How to TV. That's your own private Century 21 YouTube channel. You're going to find help videos, Listing Central. You're also going to find a how-to guide to create your website. So everything's there. It's a great place, and it's just right underneath the Help tab, and you'll be able to find everything. This is our How to TV. It's our little individual YouTube channel that allows you to actually go ahead and find out how to do things. We have 19 different videos to help walk you through your MyC21 site. Century 21 Create, that's our learning department flagship. If you're brand new to real estate and you've been an agent for a year or less, check into Century 21 Create. It's an excellent program, and it's 100% broker provided. It's a 4-week long coaching and accountability program to get your career started on the right level. It helps you with career expectations, prospecting, social networking, understanding Century 21 tools, how to get a listing, what to do once you get it, how to find a buyer, how to negotiate, how to understand what buyers are really trying to tell you. All that's done in Create 21. You have sessions Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can set up for a time in the morning, afternoon, or evening. You're in that same class for all 12 days. But you know what? We also send you out with field assignments and homework on the weekend to help build you that business. And also the goal of Create 21 within the first 90 days of when you enter into your Create program to when you finish it, because you have 60 days of field work assignments, you will actually achieve 2 listings and 1 pending. And it really starts your career off on an amazing level. For my more experienced agents, we have what we call PEP. It's our productivity enhancement product. And that's to get you back to doing the prospecting, back to doing what you do best. It's 75 minutes every Tuesday for 8 weeks, but it really helps you prioritize your prospecting and get back into a religious schedule or a very structured schedule on prospecting, whether you're going to do it for an hour a day or 2 hours a day. But it really does some amazing things for their agents. It helps you, again, set goals, prioritize, manage, and actually really be able to look at where you're going. So it's a great program to go directly from Create into PEP. Our tech support, like I said, Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day, Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., and that's the phone number. And with that, we're done.